Good evening and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. Governments across the world are reeling under pressure due to the deadly coronavirus pandemic. The virus, which has infected over 1 million people worldwide, has made it extremely difficult for countries with poor health care to cope. In Pakistan, the growing number of infections has forced the government to lock down the capital and the entire province of Punjab until the 14th of April. Punjab province in Pakistan is one of the worst hit areas, with 86 new cases being reported in just the last 24 hours. The total number of infected has surpassed 2,000, forcing the government to continue with the lockdown in hopes that it would help contain the spread of the virus. Doctors from China who had worked on Ground Zero in Wuhan have also advised the government to ensure lockdown in Pakistan's Punjab. With over 2,000 cases in Punjab and 932 in Sindh, authorities have advised people not to venture out unless absolutely necessary. In provinces of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Balochistan, more than 1,000 people have been infected and 38 people dead due to the disease. After 15 doctors in the Baloch province tested positive for the virus, hundreds of doctors and nurses in Quetta protested against massive shortage of protective gear and medical equipment. 53 medical staff were also detained by the police after clashes that ensued over their demands for safety kits. With increasing cases and widespread shortage of protective gear, Pakistani infrastructure is clearly not ready to fight the deadly pandemic. Experts suggest that Pakistan too will face a massive shortage of beds and ventilators to treat COVID-19 patients in the coming days. The government in Pakistan is struggling to fight the novel coronavirus. In order to fight the economic impact of the pandemic, Imran Khan's administration has also announced financial assistance program that seeks to aid more than 13 million people in Pakistan. As of now, nearly 4,000 people are suffering from the COVID-19 disease and over 50 have succumbed to the deadly virus. Activists have rescued hundreds of animals who were left abandoned in pet markets across Pakistan amid the lockdown due to coronavirus outbreak. Hundreds of caged cats and dogs and rabbits have been found in terrible conditions and in some cases dead inside pet markets in Karachi. The markets had to be shut as the government announced a lockdown to contain the spread of COVID-19. This left shop owners unable to feed and look after their animals as the lockdown put restrictions on movement. The animals were rescued only after activists appealed to the authorities for access.
Because the pet shop owners had just left all the animals inside the shops, and the shops are small. They're like these tiny bird cages which had like 3 cats in one small bird cage. So that's how they were left. There was no ventilation, there was no air, there were these shuttered shops, there was no light, there was no fan, there was no water, there was no food, nothing. For 2 weeks, these animals were like that. And obviously when we went there, majority of the animals were dead. About 70% of their bodies were just lying on the ground. The other 30% that were surviving were barely alive.
The situation was worse in Lahore, where the bodies of 20 dogs were found dumped in a sewer near a famous pet market. Now, several animals have died of starvation and suffocation. Activists say that several people are abandoning their pets over fears that they will get coronavirus.